everybody. Welcome to AJS News Video 2 of 2 for today.
But first, an important word from our sponsors. Hey guys, you need to get yourself a VPN, and guess which one we've done the research on and is the best.
This one. It's Surfshark. Make sure you check out Surfshark. They've got a money-back guarantee, and you get to install it on unlimited devices.
Yeah, you can share with the whole family. You're one and done.
And with our code down below, you get 83% off a 2-year plan and 3 months for free when you visit surfshark.deals / Angry Joe Show. Guys, I hope you enjoy. Get access to the content that you deserve with the VPN and protect your data. All right, I hope you enjoyed the video. Check it out. Guys, protect your internet data and get full access to the things you deserve with Surfshark. We've done the research. Click the links down below. It's a good one for you. And in AJS News, it's Warhammer 10th edition release week. It came out on the 24th, which I think was Saturday. So everybody has access to it now. We're doing some crossover content with some of the other big YouTubers in the space. Some of the best Battle Reports channel. Play on Tabletop does the best edited videos. And Tabletop Titans does the best long-form live content. So we did a crossover video with them just talking about, you know, our experience with the game and when we first got into it, stuff like that. So stay tuned for that video. It should be out already or it's coming out soon. And then we do Warhammer Wednesdays. Join us then. But there's a lot of video games out. We will be playing some Final Fantasy. And what else is coming? The wrestling game, which was a lot of fun.
Blast.
A blast with that game.
Especially being the champion.
And Aliens Dark Descent, we got to play a little bit and are going through it. I'm kind of impressed, very impressed. So plenty of content coming your way. Thank you for supporting us. And Alex, tell us what the heck has been happening in gaming news part D.
Super Mario got a lot of stuff this week. So there was a Nintendo Direct that showed off Super Mario Bros. Wonder, which is a new 2D Mario game. It's got a bunch of new mechanics, including Wonder Seeds. If you touch them, it produces dramatic and unpredictable changes to levels and gameplay. So people are really excited about that one. We got a remake of Super Mario RPG, a game that took me like 15 years to beat. Because I got a corrupted save file when I was a kid, and I was like, "Fuck this game forever."
I hate that.
And then I got it on something else later. I was like, you know what? I'm finally gonna beat this shit. So I did. I did out of spite. So that's getting a remake. There's gonna be a WarioWare Move It, which is a slew of mini games using the Joy-Con motions. So it's gonna be mostly not functional for a lot of people since Joy-Con drifts is still a massive problem. Nintendo, you're a piece of shit. They still won't fix it for most people, but maybe it'll work for you. And then there's a new game for 2024.
I thought we had a news story where they were accepting all people fixing it during a certain amount of time. It's like, if you have a problem,
and then
after that,
but you send it in for a couple weeks. Like there was,
it was a window. Like, do we really expect them to be like, you know, for unlimited amount of time?
Well, at the same time, they still haven't fixed the issue in the long term. They're still
I mean, they released a product that on a massive scale would have been a required recall where they get to do all these things, and they're like, oh, only a certain amount of people with this window get to fix it. It's like, look, you put out a product that just failed massively across the board, and it's their responsibility as for consumer protection. And in a lot of countries, it's like, because they got bit by in certain countries in Europe said, no, you put out a faulty product, fix it for everyone in the product.
Yeah,
and
they're lucky they didn't have to recall everything.
So I'm not saying they got to fix everything in perpetuity, but it's like, look, them not doing something is pretty anti-consumer, and I don't like that shit.
And get their shit right the first time. And plus, they're also being anti-content creator, as we've all seen.
Yes.
So, not good stuff.
So they also revealed Princess Peach game that's set for 2024, as well as
Princess Peach game?
Peach game's coming out next year, yeah.
Huh. Is it like the Mario, or she's
it was like a real short. Like they didn't show much on the game. This was mainly about games coming out this year, but this one was like a big flash Princess Peach game coming 2024.
Well, she is the star of the movie, so that's a nice hot time to capitalize off of that.
There's also going to be a Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon.
They're gonna say the movie. I was like, oh, sweet.
Yeah.
Sequel.
Yeah.
Eventually, Joe, probably.
Yeah. Detective Pikachu is returning The game that launched that movie that we all covered. And then there was a couple other things that they showed off, like non-Nintendo stuff. So it's like Dragon Quest Monsters, The Dark Prince, Vampire Survivors, which was a mega hit. The Star Ocean Second Story, and the Metal Gear Solid Master Collection, which comes in October and includes the first 3 Metal Gear Solid games, the original MSX2, Metal Gear 2 Solid Snake, the original NES, so like tons of stuff.
Yeah.
So good, lots of good stuff coming from Nintendo.
Okay.
That we'll have issues covering because
yeah.
they claim anything.
They make good games. Like, you cannot deny Nintendo making amazing games. It's just like the shit around them. It's like, God, man, get your act together. Become more friendly to
we
games.
can't even show you can't even show any of the trailers. Can't show any of the
No, we
anything
get
up there.
copyright claims.
I mean, again, like we know people that were just watching a trailer on their Twitch stream, a major streamer, and then Alana Pierce. She got a Twitch shut down because they're like, no, it's like this is promotional material. It's like what?
Yeah, exactly.
Stop it.
Stop it.
Stop it.
Shut the
He's
fuck up,
making
Nintendo.
them hate you.
Yeah. All right. There's an end of the era coming up. Activision is officially sunsetting the original Call of Duty Warzone. So Warzone 1 will officially go offline September 21st.
So if you don't like Warzone 2, you better hurry up and play Warzone 1 or it's gone.
Yeah, and so massive success for them. It was originally launched in 2020. Huge number of skins. People
We played
We
a
loved
shit
it,
ton
man.
of it,
We
yeah.
played the shit ton. Warzone Wednesday, shit was fun as fuck. And then Warzone 2 came out and we're like, doesn't have the same kind of charm to it.
Yeah,
Maybe it's gotten better.
Yeah, a lot of the issue is just like same old stuff. It's not as exciting anymore. Maps weren't as good, and then they just kept screwing up with like some of their other things.
Gulag.
Yeah. So it's going away. Xbox said that this week people have been asking them. It's like, hey, when you guys getting into VR stuff? PSVR is doing their thing, and Xbox kind of throwing a little bit of shade at VR, AR, VR stuff.
You don't need it. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
$600 paperweight. When you get into VR, I already did, and then that stopped like 10 hours after I bought it.
Yeah.
Honestly, if we weren't covering that game and
Son
doing a
of
video on it, we probably would have stopped before 10 hours.
Yeah.
So an interview with the Hollywood Reporter, they just said that we have 10 games that have achieved over 10 million players live to date, which is a pretty big accomplishment, but that's kind
10
of
million players on VR?
No.
Okay, that's
no.
nice.
And
I
it's
was about to say.
That's the kind of scale we need to see success for the game, and it's not just quite there yet with AR, VR. It's just like, look, the market is just too damn small.
Yeah.
The peripherals are too damn expensive for what you get. And honestly, the game companies and developers, with a couple exceptions, aren't really making AAA VR games.
Right.
Most of them feel like sad browser games or sad, they're not great. They're not great content. Now, there's one coming out this year that everyone's really excited for that we actually saw on the PS4.
Yeah.
There's the I don't
I fucking remember the game.
Maybe, but it's like
it's a sequel to a
something.
Facebook MetaQuest game that's very popular.
Yeah, that one everyone's really excited. And then there's Half-Life Alyx, which is like another like these
3 years ago, right?
more than that, I think now.
It's been a while. I
But
remember.
COVID time doesn't matter, like it is,
yeah.
but like it's crazy. And so like according to Booty, he said
Booty.
that VR is just not where it needs to be right now,
No.
and so they're waiting
For them to go hard.
Yeah.
So they're waiting to go hard and do it's popular, but they're the ones that can make it popular because they got the money. So they're just like, somebody else do the work. Somebody else like build the player base. And he's right. Like, they're not gonna make 10 million copies sold. That's not happening on VR. Maybe 200,000 copies sold on VR. So that's why it's a lot of little tech demos and a lot of indies and a lot of that. And I guess he's waiting for something to explode and the industry to kind of explode to where it becomes mainstay. But I don't think it will ever really be mainstay. I think it's this additional thing on the side.
I forgot Squadrons. I don't want to forget Squadrons. I really
Oh yes!
appreciate
Oh
Squadrons.
my God, that's 10
So
out
it's
of 10.
Yeah, don't want to forget that one. Look, it's like if I play a VR game,
Star
I want
Wars
to
Squadrons. He said.
Star Wars Squadrons. I want to appreciate the technology. If I see a game, and I under no circumstance would play it on my PC or on a phone or a Switch, and it's like, no, I would never play that. I don't want to play it in VR. So it's like I want to.
Oh, okay. Well, I would like to enlighten you that there might be games that suck on like in one format, but then when you go in VR, could be more interesting.
They could, but like a lot of the ones that we saw on the PSVR, it's like you're putting out fires. It's like, no, man, I'm not gonna ever pay $40 for a game.
Power
where-
Wash. What is that?
Power Wash
Power Wash
Simulator.
Simulator. I bet you that shit is nice in VR.
It's very nice and zen.
Did you
It's
see that
Zen.
there's
That's
a
a
40,
Zen game.
There's a 40K Power Wash one that they're looking to do. Power Wash in the 40K universe.
No, you're joking.
In the dark
No.
dank.
No, it's seriously.
Oh,
it
that's
look-
right. Isn't there like a logo
Yeah.
and they like wipe dirt off the logo? Okay, I guess I'll be buying that.
Yeah.
Gotta clean out a whole bunch
I
of
can't
nerve
help
shit.
it. Anything more
I got a
ammo.
power washer at home, and it is very satisfying in real life. And
Yeah,
so if I want
in real life.
if I want to do VR, I'll just put
Do it
on
in real life.
goofy ass goggles and I'll just go outside and do it. So
There
it's
you
like
go.
I don't
Nice.
need to do any of that stuff. All right, we got some exciting news from Roblox, which is losing an absurd amount of money every single month inexplicably, even though
That's
they've got.
wild.
It's crazy every time we talk about it. We're not talking about that, but it's like every time I see
Okay.
Roblox, it's like, how are you losing so much fucking money?
Right.
But they're trying to bring in more people in it, and they're going to let users create mature games for the first time. And so there had never been.
They're
Is this like
desperate
a
now.
kid's? This is a kid's game.
Well, they're trying to attract a more mature audience by allowing for more mature games. They don't want their current player base to kind of age out, so to speak, right? So there was a lot of young people growing up through Roblox. They get to a point where maybe they don't want to play anymore. So now games, you can have intense violence, heavy realistic blood, moderate crude humor, romantic themes. So we're not talking about, sex games.
Mass Effect sex scenes.
Gambling content, so unplayable. You still can't have gambling content, but like if you could
Good.
show a slot machine, like you could make and that's that kind of stuff, and or the presence of alcohol. So they're trying to increase that stuff because again, they're just bleeding out money like crazy, and they've got to figure out a way to monetize it. So this is a way to try to widen the net for more audience.
Okay, that's wild. Because I know all the kids play Roblox, so it's like, how are you not making money? You're so dumb. I know. Well, the thing is, they revenue share with the developers that make individual games and like the content creators and
Yeah.
stuff. They're making money, so I guess like the mainstay, they're like, hey, can we have higher percentages? Or we're about to fold. That's it. It's wild.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, someone could go buy them and just be like, Rocksteady just says like, oh, we love teaching kids how to gamble, or not, sorry, Rocksteady, Rockstar, and then just be like, oh. Now, not it's simulated gambling, real gambling. Let's make child casinos.
Oh my god.
2K, call them. It'll be
Man, I don't know, just fucking Alex. I'm so jaded and so pessimistic. I think that's happening in 20 years. Where that'll
Less than that.
Hopefully we
Less than that.
less than that. You think? Damn, man, that's even more pessimistic.
Yeah.
All right.
I think it's going to be banned almost everywhere in the,
Well,
in the
but,
world, but
yeah.
the U.S., and it'll be legal here. And here in China. And
No, because there's the panic. So how the U.S. there's the reefer madness and all this panic and stuff. I think if it hits kids and it starts to affect kids, like that's when U.S. gets overly sensitive about things, and it should be. And so if we can just get those politicians to rah-rah so that they get some votes. Like, they don't really care. They care about the votes. I want to protect children from gambling. And then I think, and that's why these gaming companies and industry doesn't quite push it that far. They do as much as they can all around it.
Well, they tokenize it, so it's not you win tokens, which in a gray market you could make money off, and I think they'll keep that there because that allows the politicians who, the free market politicians to go, hey, it's up to you and your family to decide what you spend
What's
money.
right for you.
Yeah, and then it's like, no, it's not gambling. It's highly ethical. It's like Kinder Surprise. It's funny because like EA's been doing that thing for a long time, and they got called out for it in Europe, but it's still very much in play here. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, let's talk about Activision Blizzard a little bit. According to Xbox, so they testified that Activision Blizzard demanded special treatment to keep Call of Duty on Xbox. Said we want more profit share. We want a bunch of other things. And there's a lot of evidence coming out this week, like actually interesting stuff, because we've been talking a lot about Microsoft purchasing them and not purchasing them, but now we're getting people testifying. And so Xbox VP Sarah Bond testified that Bobby Kotick threatened to withhold Shooter from Microsoft unless the publisher received a more favorable revenue share, saying, look, you are the third-rate console, and that's something that Xbox confirmed. It's like, look, they're getting their asses beat for the last 20 years in the console wars, and so it's like, in order for us to be on your console still, you need to give us more money, and they had to do it.
Xbox had to give them more
They
money.
had to give them more money. So,
Damn. Okay, that's embarrassing for that to come out for Xbox.
And then, so in that day's testimony, Pete Hines confirmed that the company's Xbox exclusive Indiana Jones game was originally planned to be a multi-platform title, and so that was something that they withheld.
That game not out yet, right? We haven't heard jack
I
shit on
haven't-
that.
I didn't even know.
Yeah, there was
didn't
one
even
coming.
know.
I kind of remember it.
We've seen,
I remember from fucking Xbox days. There's like an Indiana Jones, but I think that one did come
Crystal
out.
Skull.
No, Dial of Destiny. That's this week. We have to watch that shit. Alex, you got to do some homework this week. You got to go watch Crystal Skull. And
It's like, no,
Oh, I've
never.
seen it. It was great. It was so great.
It
I
is.
loved it. There was
That's
a
right.
scene.
Aliens.
There was a scene with Shia LaBeouf, and there was
he's lying.
there was a scene where there was like swinging on branches or on vines.
Yeah.
I saw it, man. Like,
No,
don't
yeah,
you
you're
worry.
stupid. That's
Don't
all over
you
that.
worry.
No, you probably
Don't
saw
you
that on
worry. I saw
Reddit.
it.
Whatever.
Go to his house and confirm.
There was also an email from Sony's Jim Ryan. The head of Jim Ryan said that he doesn't believe for a second that Call of Duty would ever be an Xbox exclusive. He said that the deal was not an Xbox exclusivity play at all, that Microsoft was thinking bigger than that. So not even he, who's been saying publicly over and over, that they could make it exclusive. He knows it's not going to be made exclusive. We know it's not
So
going to be
when
made exclusive.
when he's under oath and
Yeah.
when he's in court, he's like, nah,
No,
that shit ain't happening.
Yeah.
But publicly, he's like, oh no, help us. They're gonna get exclusive, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, motherfuckers. And yeah, go ahead.
And then, so we also got some from Phil Spencer talking about the last 20 years. He says, look, we have been losing the console wars for 20 years because PlayStation has a bunch of exclusives. We haven't had them. And then now we know they had to pay more to get Call of Duty. So they've been getting shit on because everyone else has exclusives and they don't. And so he's just trying to say, like, look, everyone else in this industry has them. The biggest game that we're buying, we're not even planning on making exclusive. We've told you we're not going to make exclusive. We told you we'd put in writing it's not going to be exclusive. What is the reason that you're not doing this deal? And it's like, I don't know. I don't know either.
But wasn't the news story coming out that said they bought it to make it
Bethesda. So
to
he said,
make Starfield exclusive to Xbox.
yeah, and so he said that his quote is, when we acquired ZeniMax, one of the impetus for that is Sony had done a deal for Deathloop and Ghostwire Tokyo to pay Bethesda not to ship those games on Xbox. So again, Sony likes to pay people money to not do crossplay, and because again, this is something we've talked about a bunch of times.
Yeah.
Sony pays game developers to say that you can't play it on the console
Xbox.
on Xbox, which again seemed kind of shitty,
Yeah.
and anti-consumer,
Yeah.
and I hate that shit. And so then he said, so the discussion about Starfield, when we heard that Starfield was potentially also going to end up skipping Xbox, we can't be in a position as a third-place console where we fall further behind on our content ownership.
So they were like, fuck, we're forced. We have to buy Bethesda so that we can get access to Starfield and eventually Skyrim, and all that other stuff.
Yeah,
So
yeah. Oh, the Elder Scrolls 6 and
it's wild because Bethesda's multi-platform has been, Skyrim and Oblivion and all that shit has been multi-platform. But then I guess they got, it's a new IP. Maybe Sony will come in.
Well, Sony had given them a bunch of money to.
So they were going to.
Yeah,
They
so-
literally, Sony was like, this is for us. And then Microsoft is like, we're about the whole company, and we are now pulling that back.
Yeah. So he said when we heard that Starfield was potentially also going to end up skipping Xbox, they had to move. They're like, they can't fall even further behind.
Wow.
Yeah. And so he says every time we
fucking
ship a game
crazy.
on PlayStation, Sony captures 30% of the revenue that we do on their platform, and then they use that money among other revenue. They have to do things to try to reduce Xbox's survival in the market. We try to compete, but as I said, over the last 20 years, we failed to do that effectively. So he's saying that, look, they're not in a good spot. Everyone else has exclusives, kind of, but them. Some of that is their fucking fault.
No,
dude.
the sky's not falling. Microsoft has deep pockets.
Oh, no,
They know that Xbox, the division, is a loss leader. And they're just looking to try to eventually make that not a loss leader.
Yeah,
And
I mean,
so
when we're talking about this, it's like you kind of have to separate because we're not talking about Sony that also makes like TVs and other. It's like there's Sony and like their entertainment ones and like Microsoft's got like dirty money, which is why they have 67 billion dollars to spend on
buying Bethesda
on other stuff too.
Hey, so it's just wild to see it kind of all plainly laid out and see all the behind the scenes stuff. It's like, oh, that's why they little. And so Sony's over here. Hey, don't put this on Xbox and boom, boom, boom. Like that stuff's happening, but now, I mean, court documents and testimonies is like kind of laying it bare for us all. And we'll see if this play works. And honestly, they're throwing money at the problem. And I think it might work because, if you're buying exclusives, that's what's working for Sony. They know it. That's why they keep throwing money at developers to be like, don't put it on Xbox. So now Microsoft's like, I see your $5 million that you give to the guy. I raise you $5 million. I'm gonna buy this. I'm gonna buy that.
$7 billion just to buy Bethesda, which is you know what they did, 6.4 or something.
Ridiculous.
And then it's wild. And then Sony's like, y'all can't do that. Y'all can't buy that. It's like, but you started this war. You know what, motherfucker? You're punching us, and we're not allowed to punch back. You know, we got more money than you, and we want to use it.
Yeah.
And they're like, no, you can't. That's wild.
Yeah. So Microsoft's the court documents seem to mimic a little bit closer to what they've been saying publicly. Sony's court stuff doesn't at all match what they've been saying publicly. And so I imagine that Microsoft is going to have to, again, sign something saying that Call of Duty will not be an Xbox or PC exclusive for X years, probably 10 years, and then that may make those things happy. But until the FTC and then the UK sign off on this, they can have a lot of issues. Everywhere else has said yes, but but the US and UK.
And Microsoft's nudging all the people they bought, hey, new IPs right now, new IPs, so that we can kind of shake the fact that all this multi-platform stuff is a given. And when a new IP comes out, that's ours.
Look, Microsoft could just say, hey, look, we'll let you play Halo on PlayStation. Don't you want to play Halo? Please play Halo.
Nah, we're all right.
Nah, you leave that shit over
right.
there. I want to point out again that we've had.
That's wild that we have that reaction, though.
Yeah.
It's like,
That's sad.
you said that during the Xbox generation when the first Xbox came out, motherfucking Dwayne Johnson came out with Bill Gates and he was showing off. It's like, Halo is going to be on PlayStation. Everybody's like, what?
Why would you do that?
Your whole console sucks now. We're not going to buy it. Yeah.
We've
And
had-
now it's like, please, take Halo.
Please, it's for free.
It's
Yeah.
fine.
There's been like 5 hours of nothing but Xbox showcases and stuff, and they didn't even mention the word Halo. And like, I don't know, like, how do you fuck that up so bad? All right.
Maybe it's a good thing, Alex. They need to fucking relax and reorganize, reteach themselves how to do a successful.
This is the 10-year. Hopefully they cancel the 10-year plan.
This is supposed to be.
Because Halo Infinite was supposed to be a 10-year-long live service game. And I don't know.
We shall see.
Pull an EA, take 343 off it, or give it to someone else, or do something. I don't know what to do.
Yep.
Okay. Anything else that you found?
No, I think that's it. The Bioware thing. Bioware calls Star Wars: The Old Republic, changing developer, a new beginning. Don't worry. We're passing it off to Broadsword, and everybody's like, oh, so it's going into maintenance mode. So it's like getting, it's gonna go away, and they're like, no, it's a new beginning. Yeah, but that's what they would always say. That's what they'd always say. I'm honestly ready for a new beginning with a new game. I do want to see some more Star
Always
Wars
new games, good games,
RPGs and MMO. I'm up for a new Star Wars MMO. I'm up for a new Star Trek MMO. But we got these older ones that are hanging around. I get it; they're good, and people have dedicated fan bases for these. But I'd like some fresh ones.
What about the Ubisoft one that will not be releasing on Steam or Epic Game Store? That they said that you have to purchase it on their platform.
Oh, the new Outlaws or something? Yeah. Great. Uplay. How we love Uplay.
I think I deleted that again.
Yeah. Just get rid of that shit, and then we're forced to install it again.
We'll see if it actually hurts them or not, and people just
for sure.
Fuck it, I'll just wait till it eventually ends up on
Eventually,
Steam,
they're
like it always does.
Fuck it, we'll go back to Steam. We tried. Yeah. You can't blame us for trying, they say. What a bunch of assholes. All right. Cool. Well, that's going to be it for us. Thank you all very much for watching. Visit the sponsor link in the description below. Protect yourself and get access to more content with Surfshark. And, we'll see you guys on the next Angry Joe Show. Bye, everybody.